Welcome to ABH Anywhere But Here. My name is Millie.
I'm Rob. How you going?
Welcome to our channel. We thought we would do this video to introduce ourselves and what we do, who we are, etc. Why did we start camping?
We started camping. Well, I've camped a lot over, growing up as a young kid, and I know Millie has as well. So we were sitting around home one day and we thought, let's go camping. Our kids haven't really experienced it, so we thought, why not?
We looked up a few sites around Victoria because we haven't camped for years, and myself personally, I'd only been camping with parents, so they had obviously planned everything. This was new to us. We didn't know where to look or anything like that, and neither had our children, so we decided let's take them to a caravan park. We ended up going to Lake Eildon. I can't remember the park exactly, the name, because there is a few out there. We started with a 6-man tent that was purchased by my mother and gifted to us. We had a trailer, a few big plastic tubs, air mattresses. We had the Navara.
No, yes, we had the Navara. Yep, had the Navara then.
And
we just got it.
That skimpy on things that we had. Us girls, so we didn't have to walk so far to the supplied toilets. We were even using a bucket because the boys could just go and
pee on a tree,
do their thing. That was a disaster. An absolute disaster. After the first night, we all froze. It was so cold, despite the amount of blankets that we did have.
It was a good experience though. Even though we got cold, we had limited camp furniture, and we were using 110 litre esky. So basically by, I think it was day 2, the temperatures were quite warm. The ice had pretty much melted, so most of our food was in water. So it was a good experience.
The air mattresses went down. There was bees. Our eldest can't stand bugs, so that was an interesting experience. Rob and I went for a walk around the caravan park and thought, oh, what can we do to make this better for our kids? And we happened to see this beautiful camper trailer set up. There was these kids running around. They were all happy. There was parents. They looked happy and thought, why haven't we got this?
Yeah.
We're miserable. Our kids are miserable. They're happy. So when we went home, Rob did a little bit of research to see who was around
just a little bit,
our area, and who sold these things. He goes, all right, you get in a car, we're going for a drive. And I didn't think much of it. And then all of a sudden we turned up at an RV centre. He goes, come on, we're going to have a look at these camper trailers. So we've had a look, and me being me thought, oh, look, there was one there that was set up and it looked amazing. It was massive. So I thought I was being clever, and I said to Rob, if you want one, we're having this, because I thought it was the most expensive camper trailer in a lot because it was so big. And the salesman told us the price, and Rob's like, done.
Yeah, it was actually their starting model.
It wasn't the best one on the fleet.
No,
that was the smaller ones.
It was their starting model camper trailer, and you could actually add extra rooms to it. So the setup that they had inside their display room was a full setup with the extra rooms. So that's why it looks so massive. So we saw it and gone, oh, this is it. I want this one, because it was huge and it was actually the cheapest. So we're like, beauty, I'll take that one.
We got that one. We did the initial setup to weather the camper, and that was a mission.
Oh,
it was almost a divorce.
Yeah, I reckon I was pretty close to signing divorce papers on the initial setup.
And we were warned by the salesman that just take your time, you'll work your way around it. And we used it a handful of times, and we had family saying to us, you need to get a caravan, because they had caravans. And we, at that time, thought, no, that's glamping. That's not camping. We went on an impulsive trip in Easter. Family was staying in Birchip.
Oh, yeah, yep.
And it was a stinking hot day. And by the time we got there, only because we had to wait for the bottle shop to open. That's why we left that little bit later. So by the time we got to where we were going, it was the middle of the day. It was stinking hot.
I think it was like 38 degrees or 39 degrees. By the time I even got the camper trailer off the car, unhitched it, it was like I was already sweating. And then started the initial setup, and by the end of it, I was absolutely knackered. Absolutely knackered. And it took me an hour and a half to fold the camper out, get the first awning out, get the first set of poles done, and then I suppose like for people who've never used a camper before, the initial start is you've got to flip the lid, get that up, and then you've got to take everything out of it. Otherwise, you've got to try and crawl through where the tailgate is to get everything out. So it's easier to flip that up, get everything out, put the lid back down, and then start opening up your camper. So by the time you get everything open and you've got your actual camper out and sort of ropes tied and everything set, then you've got to start setting everything up. So I'm starting to set the kitchen up. I'm starting to set the stove up, or the little gas cooker that we had. Starting to get the chairs, things like that. And Millie's in there trying to climb up onto the bed, trying to get the bed made. So it, for what it is, like it's a fair bit of effort. So for a camper trailer, and if you're going to have a camper trailer, it's something that you're going to have or set up for if you're going to spend, 6 or 7 days there. But if you're only going to be spending 1 or 2 nights, like the effort that you put in, like it was killing me. like I literally looked like I got out of a swimming pool because I was that wet from sweating so much. So
we discussed getting a caravan because we were getting to that stage that we'd had enough of the camper, and it wasn't the right time for us. We still wanted to try and utilise the camper that we had purchased, and family were giving us suggestions, and Rob's like, yep, one day we'll get one. Rob came home from work one day, the usual, got changed, grabbed a drink, sat on the couch with his phone, just scrolling along, and just said, oh, we're buying a caravan. I nearly died.
Yeah.
And I was so excited. We researched a lot of caravans, and then the caravan that we did end up purchasing was found by my cousin's wife, Nikki. So thank you, Nikki. If it wasn't for her finding this van, we wouldn't have it now. So we currently own a 2010 Jayco Discovery Outback. And the vehicle that we own
is a D23 Nissan Navara ST, 2017 model.
The main focus for our channel is the fact that both Rob and I work full time. So we can't just go off and live in our caravan. That's not possible. We still have to, we have commitments, we have to make a living. We have teenage children. So our focus is that we want to show that, yes, you still can get away when you've got time, and also as much as we can doing it on a budget.
Yeah, like doing it on a budget, but basically just showing people that, you can get away whenever you want. It's just making that effort to do it.
And it just doesn't have to be so hard.
Yeah, make it easier on yourself, because when you do go camping, you want your camping experience to be nice and relaxed. You don't want to have to get to or you set up everything at home and get it all ready to go, which can be stressful because you've got to try and think of everything, and then get to your destination, and then you've got to try and set it all up, and then you're absolutely going balls to the wall trying to get it all set up so you can relax. So, we've come up, with a caravan and different ideas and things like that make our lives easier, so that really all we've got to do is, when we get home, we wash the gear, put it straight back into the caravan. So all we've got to do when we do decide to go away is food and maybe a few beers and a few drinks, and that's it, and we're on the road. And we go to where we want to be, and we're pretty much set up in about 15 minutes.
One thing I want to start trying to do is, because we're still learning how to use our camp oven, so one thing we would like to focus on, I brought a beautiful recipe book which is dedicated to camp cooking. So each time we go away, if I can at least do 1 or 2 of those recipes and give a review and say how they are, would be really good.
I think one of our very first episode that we did at the Fry's Flat, I did a roast lamb. So, you know, that was taught to me by one of my work colleagues. So, you know, it's one of our go-to sort of meals that we have. And I suppose, we'll just keep looking at different recipes in this camp oven cookbook that we've bought.
It gives us something to do, something to focus on, and we're big on food. We love food.
Yeah, we love food. So.
And we like to try different things, and we love camp cooking, the whole aspect of it, that it's not just here, cook your dinner, here you are. Like, you actually have to prep out your day, you have to plan, you have to make sure you got enough wood, you've got to be able to turn, there's so much to it, and excites us, but we have fun. Just
the sheer aromas that go through the air when you're out in the middle of nowhere, and the food that's cooking, it's amazing. So, what's the next on the list?
Well, we've actually written a list, so we didn't forget to include some things.
We wrote a little bit of a list, so...
I guess another focus for our channel to get back on track with that is, we have a French Bulldog and we have a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. Our Staffy, Trixie, she's not camp quality.
No.
That dog will stay on the couch. She's quite happy to be dog sat by whoever comes to sit with her while we do go out on our trip. However, May's our French Bulldog. She's still only a young pup. She's coming up about 10 months old, and we want to show camping with a dog, where you can go that's pet friendly, what's accessible to them. She hasn't come with us at the moment on this trip that we're currently on, simply because it's fly season.
I wouldn't say fly season, but there's a lot of flies down here, and we knew that was going to happen. So,
and she wouldn't be able to settle, and we had some plans on what we want to do, and she would take up a lot of that focus. Where have we travelled? In our caravan.
We've travelled to, first night we got it, we went to Barwon Heads. Then we went to Lake Burrumbeet, which is on the western side of Ballarat. The next spot we went to was Carter's Beach on the Murray, which is northern side of Strathmerton. The next spot we went to, which was our first episode, Fry's Flat. So...
And where are we sitting here currently?
So at the moment, we are sitting at Stevenson's Falls, which is on the southwestern parts of Victoria. So, yeah.
And...
places we would like to travel. I think we're going
everywhere.
back up. Yeah.
I want to go everywhere. But what have we got planned coming up?
So planned, we're pretty much going back up to the high country again in...
a couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think it's only a fortnight away. We're heading back up there. We're going to do an episode on Bluff Hut. We're going to go check Jameson's hut, Lovick's hut. We're going to check out Craig's hut. And we're also going to check out Razorback hut. So we're going to pretty much do a big nice loop and check out most of the huts. We're going to leave our caravan central near Sheepyards. Sheepyard Flat. Is it Sheepyard? Yeah, Sheepyard Flat. We're going to pretty much have our caravan central point there. We'll go do our trip, and then we'll come back and pretty much stay there for a couple of days. So, yeah.
We would like to visit other places local to our region, which we are currently in the Geelong region, if you hadn't guessed that by now. So if you happen to know any great places that are full drive accessible, as well as an off-road caravan, hit us up, put a comment in, let us know where you've been, where you like to go, because this is still very new to us in this area. We are hoping to go at least once a month at this stage.
Easy once a month.
Whether it is with the kids, with the dog, or just ourselves, we plan on getting out as much as we can. We do want to get back up to the high country again, obviously before the road or the section closures for seasonal. Seasonal closures. Yeah,
seasonal closures. So most of the harder tracks up to and the northern parts of sort of the high country or the altitude parts of the high country pretty much get closed off during the winter months for snow season and things like that, and just due to safety, for track repairs, things like that. But mainly the tracks open up, I think it's September or October. I think it might be September that they open up, and then they close back down on the 1st of May for the season.
I would like to go to South Australia a little bit. I did go there when I was a young child and we went camping.
Yeah.
So I would like to go back there and have a look around. I would love to go as far as Western Australia, but I don't see that coming up too soon unless we can take a lengthy time away from work.
Yeah.
And due to our work commitments at the moment, that's not possible. So at the moment, it's just no more than maybe 5 hours away.
Yeah, maybe 5-6 hours away, no
Yeah.
more.
And for at least 3 nights at a time.
And we'll just show different areas, different areas, different campsites.
You can learn it as we're learning it.
We'll see. We'll chuck the drone up. You can have a good look around and things like that. And yeah, if you like the places, go and have a look yourself. So,
well, that's it about us. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, obviously, to our channel for further episodes. Hit like, subscribe, and the notifications. And we'll see you again soon.
cheers.
See ya.